Coming up on Casual Crypto.
We got one for you today.
Yeah, there's a lot. Another action-packed episode.
It's an active time in the crypto world.
And
There's a lot to cover here, so let's get into it. A class action lawsuit has been presented to Coinbase.
plus,
What happens if XRP and other coins are deemed securities? I mean, what are the ramifications of that industry-wide?
this is Casual Crypto with Tony and Jay. Casual Crypto is intended for entertainment purposes only. Tony, Jay, and any guests are not financial advisors. Statements should not be taken as financial advice. Do your own research and invest at your own risk.
Well, welcome to Casual Crypto, the show that takes a more relaxed and even entertaining approach to cryptocurrency. I'm Jay.
And I'm Tony. We're just two crypto enthusiasts that take a casual approach to the industry.
Oh man, if we got one for you today.
Yeah, there's a lot. Another action-packed episode.
It's an active time in the crypto world. What's not happening? Why don't we start there?
I mean, it's actually chaos in crypto right now. It's like governments coming after crypto. There's exchanges in the being targeted. It's we definitely have a lot to cover today.
Yeah, I mean, the tensions continue to impact crypto markets and adoption. I think the acceleration of the adoption over the last, even 2 months, really.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's
I'm not even sure what the numbers are each month. I know it was pretty substantial last year. We actually should look into that, but it's got to be substantial. And with all the crisis happening worldwide, it must be, stellar numbers at this point.
Yeah. So, is there like an all-out assault on the crypto industry? Because it just seems like every day there's some news. Hey, now this happened. Hey, they're getting sued. They're getting sued. You're getting sued. Everyone's getting sued.
Everyone's getting sued. Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting to see that on Oprah.
Yeah, right. Ripple's getting sued. Coinbase is getting sued. You're getting sued.
It's unbelievable. It's governments are coming after. I mean, crypto is just making such a mark at this point that I think that the governments really feel threatened. Banks feel threatened because people don't trust the banks like they used to. Mm-hmm. And I think people are feeling like this is a asset class that they can move their assets to, and they might they're starting to feel more and more confident with it, and more money managers are moving their money there too. So it's I just think that there's more stability, and again, with banks, you're not getting as much as you used to.
Nope.
You're not getting the interest you used to, and we're seeing where crypto's trying to offer interest available loans, and they're getting shot down by agencies. So it's it's an all out attack on everything right now.
Yeah, moving your assets and protecting your assets.
Yeah. Yep.
So on that note, let's get right into it.
Relax. Let your hair down. It's Casual Crypto with Tony and Jay.
A lot of things making waves in the crypto world this week. Let's get right into it. Here are your crypto headlines.
Casual Crypto.
We are a community, and ultimately we do have a say in what things we put more resources towards. And if we don't exercise that voice, then the only things that get built are the things that are immediately profitable, and those are definitely often far from the things that are actually the best for the world.
Vitalik Buterin, founder of Ethereum, has concerns about the future of cryptocurrency. Ethereum's power to build decentralized applications like social media platforms, financial tools, and NFTs separates it from Bitcoin, which operates as a peer-to-peer payment system. Buterin warns that crypto itself has a lot of dystopian potential if implemented wrong, citing the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs that have exploded in value and become a new kind of gambling.
In the case of founding Ethereum, probably the biggest divide definitely was that a lot of these other people cared about making money, for me that was totally not my goal. And for me, there were even times at the beginning where I was negotiating down the percentages of the ETH distribution that both myself and the other top level founders would get, because I wanted to be more egalitarian, and that was that did make them upset.
Yeah, so despite Buterin's fears of soaring transaction fees and overeager investors, he is limited in his power to shape the future of crypto by his own design due to the decentralized nature of the Ethereum platform.
Could Ethereum soon gain an edge over Bitcoin with the biggest software upgrade in 8 years? This news comes after the European Parliament nearly banned Bitcoin over energy usage concerns related to the intensive computing process known as proof of work. For years, one of cryptocurrency's biggest criticisms has been its environmental impact, but Ether's latest outperformance of Bitcoin comes as it gets closer to switch from proof of work to proof of stake, a process called the merge. Ethereum's energy consumption is projected to drop by 99% following this update. Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary weighs in on Bitcoin's options in an interview with CoinDesk TV.
The pressure remains the same around ESG and Bitcoin mining. And so when you think about this, even Biden's executive order last week discussed climate change inside the order. That was a direct swipe at Bitcoin mining because it's very energy intensive. Now, having said all that, that's not going to change the outcome in any way. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. It's going to remain a very valuable digital asset. How it's mined is going to change. Let me explain. There's an objection to the amount of energy being used to mine these coins and have them awarded. That's basically the problem. But there's a solution to it, and it's what I call the Norway model. There's a new large facility being built right now, a company called BitZero in northern Norway, that is using excess hydro energy that's already existing and not being used at all on dams in far north in the Arctic climate, massive 300 gigawatt facility being built. The largest shareholder is a sovereign wealth because they actually have two solutions. Number one is they want to own the coin, so the company's keeping it on the balance sheet. But my point is that power is available at 1.9 kilowatt hour in US dollars. 1.9 cents per kilowatt hour. And it's not being used for anything except now mining coins.
The merge was supposed to take place back in June, but has been delayed to an unknown date for some time this year.
Hollywood joins the blockchain. The emerging non-fungible television space is on the rise following the launch of NFTs for the Mila Kunis-backed short series, The Gimmicks. The NFTs for the South Park meets WWE series will offer a choose-your-own-adventure mode, early access to the show, and a chance to shape the plot. In a statement to CoinDesk, Kunis said, "There is space for traditional film and television development, as well as this more Wild West fun chaos that comes along with developing in Web3.
Crypto.com takes a shot at the World Cup and scores a sponsorship. The crypto exchange already made headlines with the largest name and rights deal in sports history, $700 million to rename the Staples Center to Crypto.com Arena. In a new deal announced Tuesday, the exchange will put branding around the FIFA World Cup's Qatar venue. The total compensation, which was undisclosed, Crypto.com CMO Steven Kalifowitz said, "No sporting event brings the world together the way FIFA World Cup does. Only a few brands have the privilege to participate as official sponsors, and we jumped on the opportunity to be the first brand to represent the crypto industry in this historic month-long event."
The geopolitical crisis between Russia and Ukraine is causing waves nearly 11,000 kilometers away in El Salvador. The government of El Salvador has decided to postpone its issuance of a Bitcoin-backed bond following unfavorable market prices fueled by the war in Ukraine. Half of the expected proceeds from the bond are supposed to fund the construction of Bitcoin City, where geothermal energy from volcanoes will power Bitcoin mining. The bond, projected to go live this March, will have to wait until around September. The announcement for Bitcoin City first went public in November during an event in El Salvador. Samson Mo, Chief Strategy Officer of Blockstream, spoke on President Nayib Bukele's plans.
This is a very historic moment. We're going to be issuing Bitcoin bonds. Do you guys like Bitcoin bonds? And these bonds are amazing. The first one is going to be a $1 billion bond. And what makes it a Bitcoin bond is because it's backed by Bitcoin. So half of the $1 billion will go into buying Bitcoin. So the president is going to market buy $500 million of Bitcoin.
That also.
Yeah. The other half will go towards infrastructure. specifically building energy infrastructure and Bitcoin mining. So this is why it's going to be called the volcano bond. This product is going to be incredibly attractive, even from the traditional financial industry or bankers, because there's no instrument like this on the market. So this is going to make El Salvador the financial center of the world.
Bitcoin has lost nearly 50% of its value since the Salvadorian government debuted plans for Bitcoin City. The government has slowed its purchasing of new BTC as well. No new buys have been announced since January 2022.
A new cryptocurrency ban is going into effect on April 1st. Thailand's SEC is banning the use of cryptocurrencies as a means of payment for goods and services, stating their use as a threat to financial stability and national economy. Investing and trading in digital assets, however, will remain legal in the country. The number of accounts actively trading crypto in Thailand rose from 170,000 before the pandemic to almost 2 million at the start of 2022. The Thai SEC also expressed concern over possible losses caused by price volatility, cyber theft, identity theft, and the use of crypto for money laundering.
Casual Crypto with Tony and Jay.
Yeah, so Coinbase slapped with a class action suit claiming that the company has been selling dozens of unregistered securities. Let's break down this article. What you got for us today, Tony?
Yeah, this article is from Bitcoin.com. Coinbase sued for allegedly selling 79 unregistered crypto securities, including XRP, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and many others. This case is a class action where the aggregate claims of all members of the proposed classes exceeded $5 million, exclusive of interest and costs. The plaintiffs, they seek to recover damages, consideration paid for tokens, and trade-in fees, together with interest thereon, as well as attorney's fees and costs to the fullest extent permitted by law.
Well, not just Ripple anymore in the hot seat.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like all these groups, special interests, are coming out of the woodwork, and I don't know if they're trying to stake their claim here, or maybe just jump in on the momentum the SEC's had on companies like Ripple. So it's interesting to see where this is going.
Yeah, it's interesting how it went from, it's just crypto, Bitcoin, it's just the criminals use that, to now it's a real threat to the financial system. And suddenly, like you said, they're coming out of the woodwork, and now it's a little higher stakes,
Yep.
So
yep.
It's really kind of interesting.
So Coinbase is the latest crypto entity to get slapped with a lawsuit.
Yeah, so, but the plaintiffs may not be who you think. Casual Crypto's Kiersten Ness joins us with more. Kiersten, what's going on here?
Tony, Jay, thank you. There's a lot to cover here, so let's get into it. A class action lawsuit has been presented to Coinbase and its CEO Brian Armstrong, surprisingly not by the Securities and Exchange Commission, but by Coinbase users Christopher Underwood, Louis Oberlander, and Henry Rodriguez. The three lead plaintiffs allege that from October 8th, 2019 to present, Coinbase let customers buy and sell 79 different cryptocurrencies without disclosing that they were actually securities. Before digging into the meat of this current lawsuit, it's important to understand past tensions between regulators and the crypto industry. The SEC threatened to sue Coinbase back in 2021 over its proposed Lend program, which would allow users to earn interest by lending their digital assets. CEO Brian Armstrong wrote on Twitter, quote, "If we end up in court, we may finally get the regulatory clarity the SEC refuses to provide. But regulation by litigation should be the last resort for the SEC, not the first." Coinbase never went through with launching Lend, which would have powered a crypto savings account that earned customers a 4% APY, a return much higher than most savings accounts at traditional banks. The SEC is also in the midst of a legal battle with Ripple over XRP. Some crypto advocates hoped Gary Gensler, who became the SEC chair in April, would offer clear and broad rules to the industry, but have been disappointed by the lack of clarity offered thus far in the regulatory gray area of the crypto world. The 255-page document filed by the plaintiffs in the current lawsuit against Coinbase names several key complaints. It contains individual arguments for each cryptocurrency and why they believe the token qualifies as a security under the Howey test, that these crypto securities are not registered with the SEC or any state regulators, and that Coinbase is not registered as a securities exchange or a broker-dealer. The suit includes that purchasers do not have access to the disclosures that accompany the issuances of traditional securities. Instead, investors only receive the white pages, which describe the token but do not satisfy the requirements for a prospectus under federal and state securities laws. The class covers all persons or entities who transacted any of these 79 crypto tokens on Coinbase or the Coinbase Pro platform during the class period. Crypto investors and enthusiasts alike fear what this lawsuit will mean for the future of the industry. Many believe that the lawsuit is not only a threat to Coinbase, but also to innovation in America. In a blockchain summit livestream hosted in LA, Congressman Tom Emmer of Minnesota's 6th District voiced his worries about the precedent this could set for future industry developers.
Look, the SEC is regulating right now by enforcement action.
Right.
I mean, there's no rules. You've got Gary Gensler over there just picking and choosing. And in my opinion, what he's trying to do is create an all-encompassing jurisdiction that the SEC would have a say over everything having to do with crypto, which is absolutely wrong. It chills innovation. Like I said earlier, it pushes opportunities overseas or out of this country.
The lawsuit is still in the early stages, but will continue to raise many questions about the future of cryptocurrency regulation in the United States. This is Kiersten Ness reporting from Stonegate Studios. Tony, Jay, I'll send it back to you for discussion.
Great. Thank you. Casual Crypto's Kiersten Ness reporting. Thank you. So, Tony, let's dig a little deeper into this conversation. I mean, a lot going on with this here.
Oh, yeah. No, it's, first when they were mentioning Gary Gensler, I feel like, first there's an agenda there. There's something going on with him. I just feel like he's got forces behind him that are pushing him to push his, he's just been too aggressively, going aggressive at crypto. And, this new plaintiff, I just feel like they're just jumping on board because I feel like they think that there's some momentum, or they feel there's momentum with cases against, crypto companies right now. And I feel like this is just a money grab. I feel like it's a quick money grab that, I just feel like it harms the industry. And I just wonder why. I feel like it's almost embarrassing if they're really going after them, thinking that they got robbed or they lost their assets due to, not being informed properly by Coinbase. Right. That's ridiculous. So I think I would actually just hide under a rock if I was in their position. But
because, breaking this down, who are these three plaintiffs really? We're not talking the SEC here this time.
No. It is strange. And again, the timing's weird. I think the timing's weird. And I just wonder if maybe what the reasoning for it is. I don't think they'll win, because I really don't think that, first off, Coinbase is, I couldn't imagine trying to lawyer up against Coinbase. That's so that's you're looking at a pretty big uphill battle unless there's another reason why you're doing this. And
it just seems like, does the suit have merit? Clear answer. It seems like no.
It doesn't. Yeah. And so even if it was, they were going after a quick money grab. I just don't think this is going to happen. I think they'll actually lose money going after this in this lawsuit. So that's where I put my conspiracy theory hat on, and I feel like, are they tied to bankers, the banking world? Or are they doing this to, kind of smear the crypto industry a little bit? That's my gut instinct. I can't imagine them really, truly thinking they're going to win that case.
So, is that what we're thinking the motivation is here, behind this whole thing, smearing the industry?
Possibly. Yeah. Because you also see people like Elizabeth Warren, you have people within government, within the United States, outside, other governments, and they're always raising the alarm of cyber attacks and the misuse of cryptocurrency and being used for nefarious purposes, when it's really probably the worst thing to do, because it's all, in a lot of ways, all traceable, where USD is probably the most untraceable currency on the planet. Then that's what people would use for any kind of nefarious purposes, I guess. But this is I don't know. I'm on the fence. Is it a money grab, or is this some kind of trying to raise headlines to harm the industry that maybe helps benefit the banking industry? that has, definitely been losing favor with civilians.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what the question is. Like, what could these three plaintiffs really be thinking they're going to accomplish? Like, what do they really think is going to come out of this? It's one thing to file a suit, but what's really going to happen?
Yeah, and maybe it would be worth looking into who they are and, what they do. And maybe, if they're, I would think if they were actually suing other companies and they've had a past of doing something like that, again, I just feel like going after a company like Coinbase, even the SEC is struggling with Ripple. I don't think they realize the power, the ability for Ripple to defend itself, but they also didn't account for, tens of thousands of XRP holders to also jump on a lawsuit against them, so I think that the crypto industry has to be aware that there's like entities out there. There's special interest groups that do not want this ecosystem to grow. Because it's probably taking business away from other legacy businesses that don't want to lose that business.
Because they can't ignore it. Now you have to take it seriously. Now it's a threat. It's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So, Ripple was one thing we were a little, shocked, but we were shocked with that. This is another level. So are we looking at an all-out attack on the crypto industry here? This is kind of big, It
is.
Yeah. So, okay. So what happens next? What's going to happen? What's the next step after... it will be resolved. It's not if and when, it's when it's resolved. What happens if XRP and other coins are deemed securities? What are the ramifications of that industry wide?
I think even if XRP is deemed a security, at least there'll be some kind of clarity because there's been other companies that have been deemed securities and then they were successful soon after that.
Okay.
So I think I would think that XRP wouldn't become a security. I do think it's more of a utility and it has a use case. And I think that the SEC is just, in the wrong with going after Ripple. But I think that there is just no clarity in the, and I think that it's allowing all these groups out there to kind of, there are little cracks and it allows them to come in and try to stake their claims or go against the industry. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. I think we just want this to be over. We want some clarity so that, when we're investing in these tokens that, we, have some kind of knowledge of what is right, what's wrong. It's funny how these government agencies are trying to protect the investor when you can just go to the casino and blow all your money and they're not going to stop you. It baffles me that they're here to protect, but they've actually caused so much damage by trying to enforce or regulate by enforcement, and they've actually caused a lot of harm in the industry, and people have lost a lot of money due to them. And I almost think that that's deliberate. I almost think that that's almost like the banking system's probably, or bankers are probably like, this is good. It's good that they're doing this to the industry, and so it's clarity.
That's the question. Do these regulations, do these lawsuits help or harm crypto investors? Because everything's in the name, of course, of, we're doing this to protect you. But at the end of the day, when you take these, open this lawsuit, I don't want to say sanctions because we haven't had any clarity yet, but when you sue Ripple, who's that hurting? Well,
it's hurting the investors.
It's not hurting. Yeah.
Ripple's been doing pretty good. Again, we kind of keep going back to Ripple, but I think Ripple is right now is...
Because that's kind of what kicked off this whole, almost what we would consider an attack on the industry. But yeah.
I feel, and I think what was interesting too, because people originally thought Ripple was the banker's coin, and now it's like they're realizing, well, why does the government want to shut them down? And I think it's...
lay the blockchain on your monkey ass.
I'm just saying.
I know that. The Rock...
I thought we got rid of him 2 episodes ago. I don't know.
I actually... There's a possibility The Rock might be joining the legal team of Ripple. That'd be very interesting. We'll have to look into that.
Wow. So that's what's his opening statement gonna be?
I want you to go down the street, jabroni, check into the Bitcoin hotel.
Wow, and then you're a witness. Well, how do you follow that in court?
Might be the Ripple Hotel, if he goes into into the courtroom. But yeah, that's crazy stuff. I just hopefully we'll have resolution at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Or buy it before the end of the year.
You know what's interesting? Earlier we had a soundbite and it said, they're just, I mean, it isn't the SEC specifically in this situation, but in general, we don't have clarity. That's what opens up these situations. And he said, we're regulating by legislation or by suing it's after the fact, right? We didn't give the clarity up front, but then now we're saying, oh, you messed up. Well, come on. That's not how you regulate.
Oh, no. And then Coinbase, you got banks that don't give interest. Like years ago, you used to get 3%, 2%, 4%. Mm-hmm. Now you have Coinbase, recently had proposed to put a loan-in program where they're saving like a program where you can earn 4% on your crypto. And the SEC basically told them, they went to the SEC and they basically told them that if you move forward with that, we're gonna take you to court.
Wow.
So it's like, in what way is that protecting the investor? It just seems like they do not want them to be a viable option outside of the banking system.
Right.
And that's all it is. I think that they're there to support or to protect the legacy system, and their whole. This is a fake concern for the crypto investor.
Wow. That is unbelievable. So, I mean, who knows what? It's like you almost kind of like, what do you even say? But what's going to be the next big surprise? What's going to be the next big bombshell? I feel like this isn't the last. Like, this is a big one. I mean, do they go after other exchanges, other plaintiffs? Does the SEC say, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll go after Uphold now? Like, what's to stop them, right?
Oh, well, I think they're going to go one to the next to the next. That's why it's so important for each company to win.
Right.
If Coinbase wins or if Ripple wins, that sets a precedent.
Exactly.
And then that helps the next company that's getting attacked to have some kind of ammo to protect themselves. And it's just, it's unfortunate. They again, just pretend to protect the investor when it really they seem to be more there to disrupt.
So again, what helps, what hurts, regulations only time's going to tell. But yeah, I tell you, I mean, so this is really just like, I don't even know what we can expect next, who's going to be sued next, who's on the hit list next. Every week, I'm sure we're going to have something new to talk about. So
I know what you can expect.
Uh-oh.
You can expect more.
Oh, well now. Some of our viewers may understand that one, but I will remind you, Casual Crypto is intended for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors, not even close, so any statements or opinions conveyed on this show should not be taken as financial advice. We will deny it. We will hide. We'll move to Alaska. We'll do whatever we got to do. That is not what it is. You should do your own research and invest at your own risk.
And thanks again for joining us for another episode of Casual Crypto. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.